The Detroit Lions are coming for the NFC North. I've said it multiple times, and it is what it is at this point. And I think with a solid draft, i.e. really helping out the defense in this draft, they can really start to take positive steps towards taking the NFC North. And today we are going over the dream draft scenarios for the Detroit Lions in the 2023 NFL Draft, so we can see what's the best and worst case scenarios at 6 and I believe 18 that they hold. I think it's going to be a lot of fun kind of heading into this one and just seeing where the chips fall and going from there. So we're going to go ahead and start the transition here and just kind of looking. Again, this isn't a mock draft. This is just this is us just taking a look at what possibly could go down for the Lions. So 6, care for position value, blah 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 blah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the draft. So right off the bat, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. At this point, it really is a toss up between those two. Going between 1 and 2. So and then yes, the Cardinals. I really do believe they're going to get a bounty for that 3rd overall pick. Like, let's be real. And again, if they want to stick and pick and get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson Jr., that's fine. But at the end of the day, I think that the best case scenario here is that the Cardinals, do trade out of that number 3 pick. Maybe we only move down maybe to like 4 or something like that. Or maybe you get another team like the Vikings or the Falcons or another quarterback nitty team, even like the Titans have been rumored to. Maybe a team trades up maybe back in the later rounds where the Cardinals can get multiple firsts or multiple seconds, maybe even trade back up into the first round. That gives the Lions a really good opportunity potentially. I mean, even if they want to trade up for Jalen Carter, like that's literally the best case scenario for the Lions. If somehow they end up with Jalen Carter at 6, it just wouldn't be fair. It absolutely would not be fair. I don't understand what could happen to make that happen at this point. But, the best case scenario is that the Lions end up with Jalen Carter at 6. And then at 18, you get Jackson Smith and Jigba, Quentin Johnston, or one of those number 1 wide receivers. Again, those two are the only 2 guys I really feel comfortable taking with either at 18, to be perfectly honest with you. But, I mean, at 6, it's Jalen Carter. The worst case scenario would kind of actually might look a little something like this, because I don't want to take Quentin Johnson, at 6. And I really don't want to take either JSN or Quentin Johnson at 6. Like, I think that's just a little bit too high. I think the Lions' worst case scenario could trade down from 6, maybe for a team that wants to go maybe up for the top corner in the draft. Maybe somebody wants to trade up for Peter Skoronski or Tyree Wilson. He's going to be a stud coming up out of Texas Tech. So the worst case scenario is, okay, trading down, maybe getting a guy like Kalijah Kancey at, let's say, just for all intents and purposes, and I don't think Will Levis is going to be that guy, but let's say you want to go ahead and this is just me spitballing here. You still want to help out the cornerback room, and you go Devin Witherspoon. Fine, okay, we go Devin Witherspoon if the board falls that way. But at 18, like Brian Bruzzi being there would be a dream fit. Also, because you got to know Kalijah Kancey's most likely definitely going to go in the middle to late teens. So yeah, he could be there for the Lions. So that would be, if you go corner, Kalijah Kancey being there, or Brian Bruzzi being there, immediately being 2 guys that really help out, stack out the defense, and then going from there in the 2nd round and helping out linebacker would be amazing. So at this spot, Brian Bruzzi, would be the dream scenario there. And then, yes, what's the worst case? Brian Bruzzi's gone. You have to wait until the 2nd round. Who is a guy that I feel really comfortable with taking? Maybe a guy like Mazi Smith would be really fun. But when you get into the 2nd round, like this is, one of those places where, you could get Drew Sanders, you could get Jack Campbell. Obviously, Jack Campbell's not there right now, but getting a guy like Drew Sanders to really help out that linebacker room. Also, if you wanted to help out the offensive lineman, especially as offensive lineman room, specifically right guard, that would make a lot of sense. So, but here, there's a lot of defensive pieces here. You already got Brian Bruzzi, Keanu Benton's there, Drew Sanders is there. Like literally, you've got a lot of pieces here on that defensive side of the football that would be really, really interesting. Plus, you could get a running back. You could go in a lot of different directions here. Jahmyr Gibbs is there. So honestly, the Detroit Lions are in a really good spot. It's 6 and 18 in the first round. Then also sitting there at 48 and 55. So you're going to be in a spot where you're going to get a star defensive tackle. You're probably going to get some help in the, some other help along that first round. I would say most likely a corner if I was a betting man, mainly because, again, this is such a deep corner class. So even if they do trade down and they don't want one of those top guys, that's fine. But I do see them getting corner help at some point in the draft. Also getting a star defensive tackle like Kalijah Kancey, Brian Bruzzi, I can't say his name this entire video, or even again, the best case scenario, Jalen Carter falling to him would be a lot of fun. But we won't talk about the dream draft scenarios, and it really starts with the Detroit Lions getting better on defense in any one of those regards, whether it's at D tackle, corner, linebacker. Also, maybe getting some running back and right guard help would make a lot of sense. Also, yes, getting a wide receiver would make some sense too. But again, I really, at 18, Whether it's Quentin Johnston or JSN, I really don't see, other than those two guys going, I don't see them really taking a guy in the first round. But in the second, Jalen Hyatt too, I know he's a guy we need to mention. But let us know what you guys think. That is it for our dream draft scenarios for the Detroit Lions in the 2023 NFL Draft. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all your guys' love and support. You guys are all truthfully awesome. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our dream draft scenarios for the Detroit Lions in the 2023 NFL Draft.